Hello, I'm Alison Lyons, and this is Move My Way, a series of videos to get you active and healthy, whatever your age, shape, or ability. Our first exercise today is a wall push-up. Now, you might need to watch first and then try, as you'll be turned away from your computer or mobile device. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand facing the wall. You're going to place your hands on the wall about shoulder width apart, and your shoulders should be directly in line with your hands. Now start with your feet together, but if you need a little bit more stability, then put your feet at about hip width apart. Walk your feet out until you are in a straight line, and you should be leaning against the wall, keeping your body tight, just like we did when we performed the straight body in video 1. Okay, bend your elbows and lower yourself towards the wall. Go as low as you feel comfortable, almost like you're going to move forward and kiss the wall. Push back up to straighten your arms and repeat. Now, it's super important to remember to lift your belly button to your spine and remember to squeeze those buns. If you don't remember anything else, it's remember to squeeze your bottom. Keep lifted in the chest so there's a long line from shoulders to feet. You're doing a fantastic job. I want you to try as many of these as you can. Then write the number down. Take a short break, then try the number another 2 or more times. Recording what you do is going to help you measure how to improve your strength. Okay, so if you found the push-up against the wall quite comfortable, then let's give the next step a go. If you're a little bit challenged and you'd like to keep going with the wall until you feel a bit more confident to progress, then that's perfectly okay. Remember, everyone improves at a different rate, but if you keep at it, you will improve. The next step is to try and bring your body closer to the ground. So let's try the push-up off the edge of the couch or the coffee table, a chair, or some sort of raised surface that won't move when you push it. Okay, it's the exact same technique. So remember to breathe out through your mouth as you push yourself and lock in that belly button. And what about your bottom cheeks? What are they doing? That's right, squeeze them together. Again, record how many of these push-ups you can do. Great job. Who knew you could do a push-up? Well done. Before we move to the next exercise, I want you to give your wrists a bit of a warm-up. So you're going to lace your fingers of each hand together so that your hands are joined and palms are touching. Now turn your wrists to circle them around. Now pull your palms away, but keep your fingers laced and make a wave with your hand. Try that a couple of times. That actually feels pretty good. Okay, remember that if you have an injury, consider what you can and can't do. Try the base exercise first and then decide when you're ready to progress. All right, it's time to get down on the floor. If you need to hold onto a chair or a couch, then by all means, grab a hold. You're going to step out into a lunge position and lower one knee and then the other while you're pushing on the furniture. It's also really important to distribute the weight between both feet. If for some reason you can't get on the floor, you can try the upper body part of the move against a coffee table or a couch. Just remember to hold the same position with your legs, bottom and belly as you did in the push-ups. If you're against a coffee table and you can kneel, that's great too. Okay, so you're now kneeling on the floor. Don't worry, I'll teach you how to get back up. We're not going to need to call the fire brigade. All right, you're going to put your hands out in front of you so they are now on all fours. If you feel pressure on your wrists, try going up onto your knuckles or pull some soup cans out of the cupboard because they can be really helpful to lean on those as well. Now, we're going to begin the cat series of exercises, and the first one is called the happy cat. Arms should be shoulder width apart and your hands directly under your shoulders. Now, your knees and hips should also be in a line. Relax your stomach, so yes, you can now release your belly button from your spine and allow your back to arch. Your head should be looking up and your chest pushed forward. Oh my God, how good does that feel? I want you to hold that for about 10 seconds. Really stretch it out. Great. Now we're going to move into the angry cat. Now when you do this exercise, you will need to look away from your device, so you might need to watch this first. We're going to do the opposite movement and push your spine up to the ceiling so you look a bit like an angry cat. When you do this, your shoulders should round, and if you have difficulty or are not sure if you have the right position, think about pulling your shoulders to your ears. Your head should automatically look down towards your belly button, and your belly button again pulled towards your spine. Now your back is strong. Now I want you to try transitioning from happy cat to angry cat a couple of times. Keeping your back and core strong is going to help you to continue to move well, even if it's just hanging up the washing or picking up after the kids. If you're against a couch or a chair and not on the floor, you should still be rounding your back like you're doing the angry cat shape. Alright, we're going to try something that is called the sleepy cat. This exercise sounds more like it, doesn't it? Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to kneel on all fours and have your belly button to your spine, but your back is not rounded like in the angry cat. It should be flat in a neutral position. Push your hips back to sit on your feet while keeping your arms stretched out as far as you can. Your head should rest between your arms. Go as low as you can towards your feet. With your arms, think about pushing the floor, and I want you to hold this for about 20 seconds. Really stretch out your back and keep pushing. Well done. Good job, you crazy cats. All right, before we move to the next activity, I want you to stretch your wrists again. So staying on your knees, place your hands on the floor with your palms facing up and your fingers pointing towards you. So you should be sort of leaning on your wrists a little bit, and you should feel a stretch up through your wrist and up the front of your arm. Okay, now we're going to turn your hands so that your palms are on the floor, but again, your fingers are pointing towards you. So this way you should feel a stretch up through the back of your arm instead. Great. All right, so we're going to get back onto the all fours position like you were for the cat exercises. Again, you should be shoulder width apart with your hands underneath your shoulders, and your knees should be underneath your hips and they should be about hip width apart. If you are against a chair or coffee table, you should be able to try at least the first 2 stages of this exercise. So the first step is to slowly raise one arm straight out in front of you while you keep the rest of your body super still. Keep that body still, you're just raising the arm and you're going to hold it for about 2 seconds and then lower. And then I want you to try that with the other arm. Okay, so you're going to try a couple of these on each side, and remember, belly button to spine. This exercise is called the 4-point kneel, not the 4-point keel over and take a rest. I want you to keep going. You're doing a great job. Okay, well done. So we're going to try the next phase of this exercise if you feel ready. So that means we're going to move our legs. So we're going to stay on all fours and your hands stay on the floor, but this time we're going to raise one leg. I'm going to raise that leg as high as we can, keeping your body very still. Hold for 2 seconds and lower. If you can, try and keep your hips square. We don't want you to be in the peeing dog position, so I don't want your hips to tilt up. They should be square. I sometimes point my toe towards the other leg to stop this from happening. That can help. Okay, so you can continue with this level with a few more alternating between arms and legs, or if you feel you're ready for the next step, let's try that. So for this next step, we're going to raise your left arm and your right leg at the same time. Then your right arm and your left leg. Excellent. Remember, belly button to spine and breathe. Remember, keep your hips still, and you're doing great. All right, remember, if you don't reach the highest level today, you can always come back and try again. Sometimes it takes a few goes to get those muscles thinking again. Before we get off the floor, we're going to do some wrist exercises like we did before. We're going to do both the stretches and the wrist rotations. So we've got to keep those wrists nice and strong. All right, once you've done those, we're going to get up off the floor. So you might need to position yourself against a chair or a couch or a table, but you should still be on your knees. So you're going to put your hand against the stable item and place your hand flat against the surface. Bring one foot out in front so the knee is off the ground. Now, like everything we do, I want you to concentrate on using your abs, pushing your belly button towards your spine. This is so you don't hurt your back when you get up. It's important to equally distribute your weight through both legs as you push up. Push through the front foot and the ground at the same time as you push your hand against the furniture. And you're going to push your back leg as well at the same time. Ta-da! Well done, you're up. See, no need to call the fire brigade. Good job. Okay, now we're going to take a deep breath and we're going to loosen up and do what Taylor Swift advises and shake it off. You've done so well today. We did some difficult exercises. All right, for our final exercise, we're going to begin in our straight body position. Do you remember that from video 1? But when we do this, we're slightly going to bend our right leg because this is going to be your supporting leg, and you're going to transfer all your weight onto that one foot. So we're going to bring your left foot off the ground to a comfortable height. So it doesn't have to be very high, just slightly off the ground. Then lower the leg and swap supporting leg. So put all your weight now onto your left leg and slowly lift your right foot off the floor and then bring it back down. Now, if you can try this without holding onto something, that's great. But if you are worried about falling, then grab a hold of a chair or something like that. Okay, now remember, make sure your body stays in that straight line from your head to your toes. So there's a lot to think about. We've got to think about squeezing our belly button, squeezing our bottom, and keep your hips square. If you're unsure about what that feels like, think about that peeing dog position. We want to keep it nice and square. All right, like always, belly button in. Let's try again. Let's lift that one foot up off the ground and see if you can lift it up a little bit higher this time. Okay, and then try the other foot. If you're holding onto the furniture while you're standing on the one foot, I want you to gently let go and see if you can hold it for as long as you can. Keep looking straight ahead. This activity is called a 1 foot balance that will later lead to an arabesque. And look, who didn't want to be a dancer at some stage in their life? This is your chance. Well done. You're finished. Yeah, great work. Remember, you can work through to the next video or try this one again. If you didn't reach the highest exercise, you can always do it again. Or you can go to your local club and learn more. Remember, consistency is the key, as well as drinking plenty of water. So keep at it and don't give up.